Welcome everybody. It is Crypto Moose in the Moose is Loose. We've got a special guest with us here today. We've got Scott of the Corn. All right, so we're gonna go over quite a bit when it comes to Cornucopias. We have the chief of operations and yeah, we're gonna go over quite a bit. So you guys are really gonna enjoy this. So Scott, do you want to say hi? Do you want to introduce to the subscribers who you are?
Yeah, thanks, Moose. First of all, thank you very much for having me here today. Quite an honor. Loving the channel.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we got introduced. We were talking over Discord. So by the way, we haven't really talked too much other than what, just like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over your charity that you have for an NFT. So we're gonna get into that. But first, let's talk about what is your role. Like, what is the Knights Guild and what is your role? Let's talk about that.
Well, from the start, I was really just a member of the Cornucopias Discord. Found that very early on. Was really enjoying myself in there, and with a group of us at the time, we're trying to make our OG to be made up. So we were working really hard, all chatting behind the scenes, and from that, really, we sort of started getting together. And Rob had mentioned in Discord. Um, Started to leak that there might be the potential for guilds, and we started to chat about that. And before you know it, three or four of us got together, and that was it. It was the Knights. Probably probably a bit of alpha for you. When we first got together and we're talking behind the scenes, the original idea from one of our members, founders, at the time, where there's about three or four of us, was very much linked to Mandalorian. But then we got a little bit
Okay.
concerned. We were all loving that, and the sayings and all the things to do with that sort of style. It was almost like that nightly um, sort of group of people. But we thought we probably couldn't take on uh, the rights issues that would probably come with that name. So we worked out, and then the Knights was born.
Yeah, I like the name. I like everything about it. So maybe you could even talk about it. I haven't talked about it on the channel yet, but I kind of got into the group a little bit. So maybe what was that like when you found out the moose was kind of jumping in there?
We're all buzzing because we've got a little group. We're very happy. We've got a little group. We've got lots of little groups that work on different work streams. And Thwain and Genius had just started to build this little team that we haven't really released yet. But it was a team about looking out, going out to influencers, chatting to people, partnerships with various other groups to do with whether it be tech or this or that. And back they came, and they've been chatting to yourself, and so there you go. That was that.
Yeah, I need to participate more in the Discord. I know, well, when you're creating content too, it's like it's Sunday, I have family events, things happening, but it's like you gotta commit to it, right? So yeah, I appreciate you coming on too. This is gonna be a good chat. People are gonna get some good info. So Knights Guild, if you were to break that down as like, an elevator pitch or, you're speaking to somebody that knows nothing about crypto, what is the Knights Guild and how can you become a member?
Sure. Funny enough, talk quite a lot about it to people, and there's quite a lot of interest out there. As soon as you start talking about a gaming guild, and I think there's a lot of people around that, one way or another, whether it had been in their past or in their present, then they've been involved in playing games of some kind. And I think the modern thing, the last 20 years or so, has been when you're playing these role-playing games, one way or another, to move forwards and to get together with a larger group, you generally tend to join a guild of some kind. So I think from chatting to people who have interests that way, they can understand it. Um, Throwing uh, the crypto side into it, again, to be able to collaborate, and I think something going forward that's going to be really big for all of us within Cornucopias is the scholarships and bringing people on board. Um, the people that are coming through that haven't had the 2 years of experience within the Discord, and are learning because they've heard about the game or they've seen some footage by influencers or from the marketing. It's going to be looking after those guys, making sure they know how to set their wallets up, buy the game, and what have you. I think that's where we're going to be key for looking after our new members.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you think about the Knights Guild, right? what is like the main concept of it? So if you're part of the guild, what are the main benefits, especially when it relates to Copi? Because I think that's super interesting, you know?
Yeah. Um, one of the main things about the Knights Guild is the fact that we're going to have a tech platform. Our tech platform, one way or another, we're still waiting for the information, is going to be used to hopefully stake our land. We've got about 414 land as a guild to date, owned by the members within the guild, as well as all the land that our members own independently as well. So we're hoping to be able to help gather resources together, help go on quests together, and bring all of that together so that it's mutually beneficial for everyone in the guild to sort of be able to build things up. We're going to have channels to do with the best ways to do things, how we can all pull together, how we can aim to build on how we can win district awards, all that kind of stuff, and have a load of fun at the same time.
So maybe talk about um, if you have the NFT but you don't really play the game, how can that benefit you?
The a Cornucopias land NFT.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So the idea being that more than likely the people that are going to stake with, if you've got one piece of land and you want to enjoy the game, that's great. You can get on with that. You can very much come and join the guild, and within the guild will help if help's needed, whether you're part of a district that's related to the knights, whether you're a neighbor, whatever it might be, and we can help with best practices about how to develop that land. I think the staking platform, from the point of view of why you would stake it with the knights, is more to do with a lot of people who have got a lot of land. So if you've got 3 or 4 pieces of land, and you only intend on farming 1 or 2 of them because of time constraints, real life gets in the way, you might have 1 or 2 or 10 or more pieces of land that you've invested in. Those land you'll be able to stake with the guild. And the aim of the guild is then to be able to farm those for you, develop those for you, and then at the same time, you'll get a return. So the theory being is that you can hold on to that land and it'll appreciate in value, and you'll also be receiving your asset rewards from that asset.
Okay, that's awesome. I just thought of something now. So is that kind of like you're owning real estate and you're kind of finding like a property manager in a way?
It's a property management, asset management company, exactly that.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. Because I was thinking, yeah,
Maintenance and development involved. We don't know fully
yeah.
because if we develop things on the land, um, will that stay with the land? We don't know all of the nuances yet, but it's going to be very interesting and exciting either way.
Yeah, but let's find out, right? Like nobody knows what's going to happen. This is crypto, like we're going to have questions that nobody's ever seen before because of, the ability to have non-custodial assets in a wallet and shift them around and delegate. So let's get on that platform then. Where are you guys at currently with the platform? Because this excites me. I talk about it on the channel all the time. I'm like, the moose got loose, right? Maybe he was out partying too much. He picked up 18 bubble jets. What can he do with all those bubble jets? Is that something that we'll be able to delegate, even something as simple as that simple
We're,
vehicle?
we've got some interesting bits and pieces coming up around vehicles, which I can't read just yet. But as of the platform, you maybe we'll bring it to you first.
It's
Um,
got to come
uh,
to the moose. Unless I approve it, it's not happening, right?
we're coming. We're coming. With our platform, where it's up to is it's been in planning for quite a period of time. We're very fortunate all the way through our mints to have partners at Anvil, which is one of the premier dev companies, software companies that are building on Cardano. They're absolutely at the forefront. And in the last 6 months or so, Patrick PB, who is one of their founders, is now our CTO within the Knights and sits on our round table. So we meet with him as the round table on a weekly basis. What they've got coming up is very exciting. They've got some wonderful development out there already. After this mint, that's coming up soon for the 5th part of the Night series, which we're going to have a chat about. We should go into our development phases and then through to testing. So the actual platform was already there in essence, and then we'll put some unique bits and pieces around the nights. But otherwise, as far as the staking platform is done,
Dude, I like it. Dude, Scott's getting loose. You're doing a good job, by the way. I know
Cheers.
we were talking about it, and yeah, man, you must do quite a few interviews too. So let's get into that. So you have currently, well, because I know, but the audience doesn't. Some of them. How many NFTs are there? And then we can segue into the 29th of February because something is special happening that day. So let's start off with the current NFTs. What are they? What do they mean? How can people pick them up?
Sure. We've minted 4 NFTs to date. Um, they are part of a series called the Night Series. The Night Series in its entirety is going to be 12 NFTs. Our first 4 nights were the Shield, which is our very first mint. We had a mint of 555 and sold out. That relates to our first asset group of land. Our second mint was the Sword that we used for the domes. Then we did the helmet, which was for Copi. And then our last mint was the Gauntlet, which was our second pool for the land. Overall, we've got 414 land plots, and we've got over 1 million Copi held within the guild. That's all fractionally owned by the NFT owners. So yeah, we're very proud of that.
Yeah, I like that aspect. So that's a good idea. And the main thing is, if you want to be an investor, pick up the assets or pick up those NFTs, you can really be like an investor and kind of have your own property management portfolio. Like that's the way I think about it, right? Let's talk about February 29th. So what's going on that day? How can we get some more people involved?
Yeah, cool. Very excited now. We're starting to run up. It's felt like because of the way the market's been, we've held off fractionally. So we feel that now is the right time to move forwards with this. Cardano is certainly picking up, and it's starting to get a little bit more exciting. And with Cornucopias as well doing such amazing things at the moment, and the marketing moving forwards, this is the right time, we think, to go ahead. So yeah, our 5th mint, which is the breastplate, we've completely redone all of our artwork. We've had the amazing Legend, who's one of the co-founders of Order of the Kraken. He's gone through all our artwork and made some bespoke armor parts for us, which you can check out on our Discord and on our website. So the 5th NFT is charity NFT. So we're going to put 85% of the sales is going to go to one of our members. NGO is involved with NGOs, and he goes and visits Sierra Leone a lot. And we've got a video which you might be able to put a link to. And we're going out there just to help people who are less advantaged as we are. And the amount of money that we're going to be able to raise, hopefully, should be able to make some really big differences in their lives.
Yeah, that's a really cool aspect. I think, especially with NFTs, it's kind of a simple way, right?
Yeah,
You take your cryptos and you can participate. So we're gonna have that on screen. We'll have a link down in the description below. Actually, I'll add it to my link tree as well. So
that'd
we'll
be
have
cool.
it in my link tree, and we'll have the proper links so people can get in on that drop. I'll mention it throughout the week as well because we got a little bit of time for that.
We've
So
got because it was because it's a charity mint, we really wanted to add in an element for reasons to, I mean, that's a big enough reason, right, to come and mint it. It's part of our mythic night to require peace for that. It's important. We'll have channels within the guild that are linked to this NFT as well. But for members to come in, and we wanted to engage with the Cardano community at large, so via Cornucopias and out to other projects that we talk to with on a basis that we're all involved with, our members are involved with. So out we went, and what we received back from the community at large has been really amazing. So people have other projects have donated NFTs and in some cases coins to us, tokens, for us to be able to use for a prize draw. So every NFT that is purchased, each one of those wallets will go into a prize draw. And from that prize draw, we've got at the moment over 30 prizes, some of which we'll be able to shout everyone out. but we've got 5,000 Copi as a prize. Cornucopias, very grateful for it, donated 2 medium-sized land. We've got Noom tokens. We've got some raccoons from Timmy and Kiama. Thank you to those guys. We have got some Order of the Kraken and many, many more.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, so anybody down in the description below, you guys can also comment, ask whatever questions you have. This is going to be a video we just kind of keep on the channel too, right? So I was thinking about just now, right? So that's the way I like to go through these is, you know, I'm thinking about the whole idea and I really do like it. So for me and like others, if you want to invest in the NFTs because you believe in cornucopias, you believe in the ability of the game to expand, to grow, right? Because the land, I keep hearing anyways, it's huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a huge piece of land. You have all these different sectors. I could just imagine how incredible it is. So that being said, you need to benefit from being a gamer, right? To build on the land, to play the game. So what you guys are providing is incredible. So guys, definitely check this out. We're not doing this interview for nothing. Like we got, we got Scott on for a very good reason here. What I'm getting at is I'm starting to see it visually in my head. So by the way, if you mint the 5th one and if you have all 5 NFTs, you get like this mega NFT, right? Or
So
you get this, talk about that because I have
yeah,
another
sure.
point.
Yeah, sure. So the 5 NFTs will go towards making a knight. The aim is to build a complete knight. There'll be different rarities of the complete knight, but they'll only with mythic, legendary, and so on. You'll have to have an allotted amount of the NFTs that we put out to be able to mint that complete knight, with the mythic knight being the rarest, which will include all 12 of the NFTs that we produce.
Yeah, I like that. So if you hold one of those, what are like the main benefits? Because I have a kind of like a follow-up question.
Yeah, sure. So the main benefits for the first 4 have been they're linked to an asset of some kind. So whether it be land or what have you, so you fractionally own that portion of the land, and you'll get rewards from that via the staking rewards platform that we build.
Okay, that's sweet.
The complete knights have a bonus pot. So if you had all 12 NFTs and you were able to mint the mythic knights, you would have the rewards from the asset pools within that group, and you'd also get a bonus as well. And the larger bonus obviously goes to the mythic knight.
Okay, that's sweet. And from what I understand so far too, which NFTs can you pick up? And I'll put them up on screen too, so people can see it through JPEG Store or whatever platform.
Yeah.
Which NFTs can you pick up that give you like rewards for, like land, for example?
Our first 4, all of our first 4 are either related to land, domes, or to Copi, and via various different staking mechanisms within Corn and what have you. All of those are appreciating at the moment. One thing we probably haven't mentioned is, and this will develop as we go forwards, those NFT owners, of course, have a right of governance over what happens with those assets and the direction in which those assets are taking. So we intend to eventually take that onto the blockchain as things develop. But initially we have a voting mechanism that we've used, and that's generally used when are we going to stake, how much are we going to stake, and so on.
Yeah, I don't know how many subscribers are like follow stocks and whatnot because I invest in crypto because like 24/7 I like it. I'm like I love computers and whatnot. This does remind me of like a crypto REIT. I love this concept. Like, can you talk even more about that? Because this is so beneficial for those like me that don't spend 12 hours a day gaming, but that want to keep a nice portfolio and benefit from the land instead of just having it sit and do nothing, maybe appreciating value, but you're maximizing rewards for investor. And it just makes sense to me. I'm really loving that aspect.
You pretty much summed it up with the information that we have to date, but we've got a framework for each of those asset pools, as we call them, from the NFTs that have bought assets, and we're going to manage them. Simple as that, as you said. We will farm them. We will enter them into the competitions and the districts. We will have the community quests that will be undertaken. There'll be skill trees that will be, we assume there'll be skill trees that are linked to district rewards, and then increase resources, investments into knowledge trees and all of that kind of thing. So we'll work through all of those systems, and the idea being that it's only going to continue to increase the resources that we have. And then we're really excited to hear more about the economy and how that's going to work with the marketplaces. So we, as one of the largest guilds, we assume, are going to have bases on different sectors. I think we don't know it all yet, but very interesting is how some resources will be scarcer in various sectors, but you might need it in sector 3 instead of sector 1. Transporting it and how we play with the marketing system there is something we're all really looking forward to. We've got some really creative members, and we know there's going to be frameworks from Cornucopias of set things that we can do within there. But also more interesting going forwards, especially with having devs and things on board within our guild, there's the potential, I believe, once things have moved forwards, for us then to go and develop our own games within these domes. So obviously night themes and all sorts of interesting stuff is going to be happening out there. Also going to have a headquarters, which you will be unsurprised to be here. There's most likely going to be a very large castle and various bits and pieces to go
Moose
with
is
that.
going to be king of the castle, right?
Absolutely. You can come.
Yeah, you guys heard it first. It's on video now. Yeah. That's funny. I'll have to show up. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Copi is like, it's the only game where I'm like, I got to build the PC and just, I at least explore a bit. So, on your end, do you play games at all, or are you more of like the investor type building this? I know you're busy with it.
Yeah, no, I was absolutely a gamer early on, all the way from Pong, and after Pong, I remember receiving for Christmas off my parents. I got this game called Astro Wars, which is a little silver box with this disc on the front, and it was just an alien shooter game. And then progressed through all the various Commodores and Spectrums and all that sort of stuff. I did lose gaming for a bit when got serious at work and was growing up and what have you. But then fell back into it with mobile phone gaming and all that kind of stuff. And then I didn't find Cornucopias through gaming. I found Cornucopias through crypto. So I found crypto, got some interest there. Watched a YouTuber called Paul on Cardano, and he was a very early advocate for Cornucopias in the super early days. And that's our phone Cornucopias.
Yeah, isn't that wild how it like comes back together like that? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, for me, maybe it's a sense of being particular, but like I've always played, growing up as a kid, I always like NHL games because I'm Canadian, right? I actually played hockey. So, if you're out on the ice and the moose is loose, like you're in trouble, right? Like I'm gonna go top shelf. I'm gonna score an overtime goal. I'm gonna hit you in the head, So, like the moose is a
Pretty
savage
rough.
on the ice. So, how about you? Did you play any sports as well growing up, or like anything that
Sure.
that maybe drew your attention into Copi? Like, maybe you played a different game, or what made you like Copi?
I don't think my sporting history brought me into Copi. I did do a lot of sports when I was younger, um, but really, Copi was really about the crypto investment. Fell in love with Cardano, and then I did look at a couple of other things. There was the first game I looked at was actually DeFi Kingdoms. It's on Harmony One. So I had a little peep at that, but I was late to the party and it was extremely expensive and extremely pixelated. It was basically DeFi online with a little bit of a game wrapped around it. Lots of swapping of pairs and all that sort of stuff, arbitrage there. So very quickly felt that wasn't for me. And then got into the Cornucopias Discord, and that was that Copi Cafe. And 2 years later, we've got a guild with 1,000 members.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you were talking about Pong earlier, so I want to shift it just for like a minute. Why not? This is what we do on the channel. So from your perspective, there was a big event that happened recently. I'm sure you know the Apple VR. Okay,
Mm.
and this opens up possibilities for things that we just haven't seen before. You know, you think of the Ready Player One, whatnot. Even more importantly, what are your thoughts on VR? Do you think that's a big thing? Do you think we're at a point right now where this crypto gaming is gonna just go bananas? What are your thoughts on that?
I've been obviously with being in this field now. You talk to a lot of people, and you look around at what's happening. And I think mid-January of this year, there was a game release that was downloadable, and I think I had a little look before I came on chatting with you. I think it's had 19 million downloads now, and they're payable downloads. For a game that is loosely a MMO. And Cornucopias is, like, in my opinion, going to be the AAA game, which is several steps ahead of that one. So when you sort of see that and you're absorbed within Cornucopias, you sometimes get lost and think, not that I'm deluded, but is it going to be all that? You know, you have to look externally, and looking at things like that I've seen around us, it just makes you so bullish on Cornucopias.
The
Yeah,
thing is with Copi is it's not chain agnostic, right? Like, you know, you could pick up. I mean, I've done videos here on the channel. Obviously, it's BNB to Copi. Like, I've seen the progressions too, where I'm like, really, like we're at a 50, 60 mil of market cap. So yeah,
yeah.
that gives
I
you
think
any
it's,
ideas.
I think it's very exciting, and I think all that's going to come. I'm a big believer in the main focus being the development of the game, um, bringing our community members in, increasing the streaming of the game by people like yourself, and I think it will grow exponentially, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like that response. So when it comes to cornucopias as well, do you get do you get information first on anything, or is it a thing where you at least get to contact some like Rob and Josh and those guys?
We do not get any information. I get no, in any way, shape, or form. No. We I have we have links. We have one or two links. But other than that, no, we're just community members. Like everyone else, we hear it first on Copi Cafe.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I watch that too. I always tell people like watch Kopi Cafe. It's just like what we're doing right now, right? Just talking.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't share our drinks, but um, yeah. So okay. With that being said, for that currently right now with cornucopias in the development, like, have you played the racing game?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've been an alpha tester from the second group. So since early on. So really enjoyed it all the way through. Loved the awestruck, essentially. We were talking about various games from earlier on, awestruck with the graphics and everything and how it's set up. Very excited. I'm a farmer. I'm a farmer and a builder. So very excited with everything's going on. Love the racing game. Desperate, absolutely desperate to get into Solace. That's probably my favorite place within Cledo Valley, is just to go into Solace and climb up and have a little look around on the top of the hills that are in there. So yeah, getting to Solace, having a look at the land, picking out the plots, and then starting to develop stuff. That's what I love.
Yeah, I know. On the last Kopi Cafe, I'm probably gonna do a little breakdown video. But they talked about, um, on Kopi Cafe, they talked about, like the next step is gonna be picking out plots and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be something coming up. Can you talk about that? What does that mean? Because right now, for me, I have a couple NFTs. I'm looking to do a lot more with the guild and whatnot. So when you're picking up plots, what does that mean? How does that work? Because even for me, I'm a little confused by it.
Yeah, we haven't got all the information yet. What we're aware of, or what I'm aware of so far, is that we will be able to get into Solace 1, 2, and 3 first of all. We'll be able to go and have a look around, have a look at the plots. I we have seen glimpses of a wrist device that might possibly have a hologram involved. And that might well give us more information about the, I don't know, it gives you grid grid numbers for the lot that you're on. And I guess a lot of people will be out there scouting things out. I don't think it'd be any kind of secret to, from what we know, the rarity is really in what you believe the rarity is yourself, which I think is a really cool way of doing it. So if you like the looks of the plot, you like the view from the plot, and it just happens to be accessible by a road or near a stream, or have 3 gold mines next door to it, then that's your decision to pick that as being a good spot for you. And of course, we know that the rarest deed holders, NFT holders, the mythics will be allowed in for, will be able to choose their land the first. So I really like the concept that you will decide yourself whether it's the best land for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fun fact: I did have, it was a small one, but I minted a small mythic dome, sold it
Wow.
for like a bunch of ADA, and I didn't pick another one back up. So by you
Mhm.
saying that, the moose is a little bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. So that's pretty advantageous, right? So when you pick your plot, though, I mean, maybe you don't know because I know we're limited by the info as well. Like I probably would have heard, but when you pick your plot, like, will that be represented on the NFT? How will you know if you go to like resell that land that like it's already been picked, or is it a thing where you look up that land on a website and you can kind of view it from like a macro perspective?
I think the second one is my understanding that there'll be a marketplace. So, as far as we know, I think the second option is what they're going with.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah, what else did you want to cover on this? So we talked about the charity. That's the big thing. The price wise, that's pretty good. So what's the total price again?
So the whitelist
It's
for
50
the
for the
best,
white list, right?
yeah, 50 for the whitelist and 55 for the public mint.
Okay, so that's not bad. So if you guys want to support, especially a good team, and just pick up a nice NFT, and that's a really cool thing. If is that something that you could send to me so I have an image of what it will look like for the edit?
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll have a little visual representation for you as well. So perhaps we can edit that in. That's cool. So let's see here. So anything else you wanted to cover on the
No,
channel?
I think an invite to everyone. Come on over, check out the Knights Discord. Come and meet us. I think for Cornucopias, it's really important that we have many strong guilds, and with our brothers and sisters in the mafia as well, and a couple of other guilds that are just starting up. It's a very exciting time all around. So yeah, come and say hi.
How can you become a Knights Guild member, and what are the requirements? Because I know I was shocked by pretty much the simplicity.
Yeah, at the moment we don't have any requirements. It was always a policy that we wanted people to just come and join us. Very much a come and join Discord, and you're a member of the Knights. We do have different levels, and they are generally related to NFTs. We do have a set level to become. When you join the Knights, you come in as a citizen, and after you get to a certain level of chat within the Discord, then you become an official Knight. So yeah, nice and simple.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I went in there. I assume I'm still a Moose citizen here. So, but what's cool is that a lot of people that they don't know, right? You think it's like, oh, like what do I have to do? What are the what do I have to own? What do I have to get? It's like no, just get in there, check it out, and check out the NFTs. That's part of what we're showing. So
Yeah,
I think it's cool. It's a great thing, right?
it's absolutely about having fun. It's absolutely about community, and it's absolutely about cornucopias. And we wanted to bring all of that together. And we didn't want to have you must buy this or you must do that. It's very much come and join us, see if you fit in. It's really interesting because I've reached out to a lot of our members, a lot of our original members, considering it's over 2 years now, and just had a chat with them all. And it almost comes a little bit tribal. You're part of something, and people if the values of the guild or the club fit them, then they become very loyal. I'm very proud to be part of that, and that's part of the mints that we've done so far. People really hold on to them. With very few ever hit the market, and then we've got the Knights Code, and part of the Knights Code really links into our charity mint. Being able to help others who need more help than we do. So it's just a little gesture, but it's something that we can continue with the rest of our mints going forwards as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like that's something, I wanted to acknowledge too on the channel, like cuz for me, I'm not part of any other like guild or not really part of a lot of communities, but this one, it's simple, it's easy. Obviously I create content, so that's kind of a nice way to get in as well, like to be connected, but honestly, if you guys love Copi, if you like the land, check it out. Like get in there and why not check it out? And yeah, I do like that aspect too, right? Nothing's ideologically driven. There's nothing. You're just free, right? You are who you are, and as long as you're not getting too loose in the chats and being a dummy, you're
Yeah,
fine, right? Like that's the way it should be. I like that. I want to acknowledge that.
cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. So we're gonna end this right here. So guys, check it out. February 29th. Where's the mint going to happen, by the way?
You can come to our Discord, join the Discord. We'll also have a link from our webpage as well, which we can pass you the info. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So guys, check that out. That's the fifth mint for you guys. So that's going to be massive. All right, guys. So that's all we have, guys. Check out the links in the description below. I'm going to have a link tree. We're going to have a link in there so that you guys can check out that fifth mint as well. And yeah, anything else to say, Scott? Or we're going to close it off here.
That's brilliant. I really appreciate you having us on. Thank you very much, and we're very glad that you're a knight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I got a lot more work to do and things to do. So this is going to be sweet. All right, we'll chat soon then. All right, see you, everybody.
Thank you.